Okay, Evelyn, once again, I'm Helen and I teach at the Dorothy Benson Senior Services Center. And we are recording this and it's a continuation of from last time. We were talking about knits, I think. And Evelyn, did you have any chance to sew anything or do anything since?
No, I've had company guests all week,
Oh,
2 weeks, so I really
okay.
didn't get into anything.
Yeah, that happens, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Okay. Well, you were here last week, right?
right. Yes.
Okay, sorry about that. All right, so Evelyn, we were talking about knits last week and a few things I didn't get a chance to mention. So you saw this thing I'm still trying to work on.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, now the hem, knits, they're stretchy, so it's a little bit hard to sew the hem. And if you don't have a cover stitch machine, you can use the twin needle. And
Right.
if I'm not mistaken, I think Schmitz makes a twin needle for stretch fabrics. I'm not sure, okay? But you can use a twin needle and the bottom, the back side of your stitching will be like a zigzag, okay?
Mhm.
Um, you're not going, I don't know if you get a lot of stretch or not. It's been a while since I've done it on stretch fabric. Some people will actually wrap woolly nylon thread on their bobbin, and that will be the backside, but that's just too much work. I think I've always not done that, so it must have worked well. Um, Now, the thing is, it's a little bit tricky to stitch when your fabric is folded over on the hem, on the knit fabric. So my lifesaver is this guy. It's called Steam Seam, and basically it's glue. And I use this. It doesn't give. Okay, there is a brand that gives when you stick it on there. This one gives pretty good. And what it is I use this, do the hem and then I stick it on. Let me see if I can find the end to this. All right. Basically, it's glue on paper. And
Mhm.
what I do is I will stick this on the fabric, okay? And then I will peel it off, all right? Then I will fold the hem and heat set it. And that keeps all your layers together and that makes it like 99% easier to stitch
Mhm.
onto the stretch fabric. Okay. I don't think it dissolves in the washing machine, but so far it hasn't really gotten in the way. So it's very thin stuff and it's called, you have to get the one that says steamer seam two, because that means it's two-sided. So you have the sticky side on both sides. Now, um, it's not cheap, but hold on just a second. Okay, so basically it's really thin like this and it's sticky on both sides, okay? Yeah, and it's kind of thick. Now, most of the time I use the 1/4 inch, yeah. This is the 1/2 inch, and most of the time I use the 1/4 inch. There's like two of them in here, two rows. Let me see, I think the 1/4 inch is actually thinner. All right, I don't have it handy right here, but I have tons of this stuff. And it does have a shelf life, so, but I use tons of it. I use it like, not even on knits, I use it on wovens. Um, I use it like just everywhere, wherever you have to fold in hem and then stitch over it.
Mhm.
I even use it, no, I don't think I use it when I hand hem stuff. I might, yeah. Okay, now if you don't have that, I am told that you can use the washable stick glue, okay, but it has to be the washable type. But then, you have to like glue it on and then set it,
Oh, you
press
press
with the
the button.
iron, fold over the fabric and press with the iron to make the glue stick.
Mhm.
Um, all of these products will eventually might make your needle gunky. So just keep that in mind and just clean your needle. Okay, so that's what I recommend. And last week we did the sample headband. So
Yeah.
I finished mine and this fabric's a little bit stiffer. Okay, so if you want to practice sewing on it, make a bunch of headbands. This is the one that had the 2 layers, so it's a little bit bulkier, but it's got enough strength. Okay, so if you can just make a bunch of headbands to practice with different kinds of weights of fabric. It just needs to have, most likely it needs to have Lycra in it, unless you have like a, yeah, I think you have to have some Lycra in it for the stretch. Okay, do you have any questions on knit fabrics or sewing on knits at this point? None? Okay.
No.
Let's see. Now, somebody was asking me about home deck and alterations. Okay. I don't do home deck anymore because I used to, because it just takes, well, it's real boring, first of all, because you're just sewing miles and miles of straight lines. And home deck fabric is expensive, and you can go to those outlets or discount places like the one off of 78, and you can get row ends probably at $5-7 a yard. Probably Lewis and Sharon Textiles might have a clearance bin. Okay. So I used to do it in the curtains, you'd have to sew the buckram and everything, but I no longer do it anymore because I can just pop over to IKEA and get their cheap stuff. The curtains, I normally don't have curtains, but if I have to have curtains, I just pop over to IKEA. Okay, so pillows and things like that, what I would recommend is to go online and look at YouTube, because I have to always go online, and those box cushions and the hidden zippers, because it's not something I make all the time, so I forget. So that's what I would recommend. Okay, you can always get a book or anything, but nowadays you can go on YouTube, or you can go online, internet. That's what I would recommend. It does require a certain type of zipper. Okay, I mean, obviously you can't use like a regular dress zipper or invisible zipper. You have to have something a lot more heavy duty. You will have to use either a number 14 or 16 or even higher needle. Sometimes you might have to use a stronger thread. And home deck, the really thick home deck fabrics really don't sew well on regular home sewing machines. They do better on industrial heavy duty machines, but not all of us don't have that. So go slowly is what I recommend. And baste if you have to, because the fabric is so thick on the really thick fabrics. It's going to slip and slide and move around on you a lot. Let's see what else. So you have curtains, pillows, okay, sofas. I have done slip covers, and the best way for me to do it was to turn the fabric inside out and put it on the couch, and then pin it and mark it where I need to stitch. And that worked the best for me. But I'm sure there are tricks, that you can find out on YouTube how to do that. Now, slip covers are worth it to make. They do require a lot of fabric, but when I had small kids or animals, pets, the slip covers are a lifesaver. And I don't remember if I pre-washed the fabric or not, but if you wash the fabric, you might not want to put it in hot water, because it might shrink more than the original size. Okay. I think that's about it for home deck. Do you have any questions, Evelyn? No?
No, I haven't.
Have you done any home deck fabric sewing?
Just a little, not much. No.
It's not fun, is it?
No.
But if you
Break
really
my
like
nails.
it, yeah, if you really like it, and if you have a heavy duty machine, apparently you can make a lot of money,
Yeah, I don't
apparently
have a
they
heavy
charge up
duty.
a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not fun. So I think that's about all I can say about home deck. And when I actually do make a cushion cover or something over here, I don't do it the correct way, because it's just me. I'm not making it for somebody else, and I just make it look the best I can. And it works. Okay, Um, let's see, alterations. Somebody had questions about asking me about alterations. So usually it's hemming, I think.
Right.
And yeah. And if you know how to hem, it's a no-brainer. Now, it's going to also depend on what kind of fabric you have. For example, if you had a silk skirt or a silk dress and it had a lining in it, you have to take those two into account. There's just so many ways to hem, and you have to consider the type of fabric, okay? So if you had silk charmeuse, you would have to really be careful because any stitching will show on the outside. So once again, my recommendation is either Sandra Bezzina book or maybe online you might be able to find out, but it's a lot more complicated than people think. Now, let's say you had ready to wear pants and you wanted to hem the pants. Okay, so most pants, okay, absolutely most pants are going to taper towards the, and I have it illustrated, I have it exaggerated here, okay? Some you might not think it tapers, but most of the time they do taper unless you have palazzo pants, okay? So the problem is you can't just fold it up
Right.
and hem it because it's tapered, and so this is showing that it's the wrong angle. So you're always going to have excess fabric on the outside. Okay, so the other option is you just have to cut it off, allowing some seam allowance. And then you can use another type of fabric. You have to sew it on, or you can do bias binding. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you can't just, turn it up. It never works. That's about all I can recommend on that. Now, denim jeans. Some people, like my younger sister, when she was younger, would unthread the denim thread and hem her pants, and you use that same thread so that all the threads match. But right now, I think you can go to the store and buy actual that yellowish color, orangish color denim thread. I think you can do that. Yeah, I don't wear jeans, so I don't really know. Let's see, what else can I say? Usually on delicate fabrics, I would probably put that lace binding and then hem it, and I hand hem everything. I don't know why people use the blind hem stitch on the machine because I don't think that's pretty at all. It might look like, the mass-produced store-bought clothes, but you go through all that trouble making something, and then at the end you want to, mess it up by running it through the blind hem machine, stitch.
Yeah.
Maybe that's not a good idea. Yeah. And then when I hem, like if it was a skirt, so there was a long length to hem, I actually kind of knot it every like 10 inches. So just in case I snag the hem and it comes apart, the whole thing's not going to come apart. Also, I hide the stitching between the fabric. I try not to expose any of the thread because one time I found out it caught on the zipper of my boots, that I was wearing. So since then, I make sure everything's like all the thread is enclosed in between the fabric. Let's see, if you do have lining, you do have to change stitch and attach it to the skirt so the lining doesn't work its way up.
Right.
do have a separate life from the skirt. Okay. That's about it, right? I think alteration, besides buttons. Okay, if you buy store-bought clothes, most likely you're not going to be able to make it larger because they're not going to give you any seam allowance unless it's men's pants or a bridal dress or, something like that. The bridal companies are used to having to either take in or take out
Right.
dresses. So You can take it in, but then you have to take apart everything. And because the seam allowances are so narrow, you're going to have a lot of difficulty on ready to wear clothes. Okay. And a lot of it's probably overlock stitch the seams to clean it up. So that's a real pain to unravel or take the threads out. I think that's about it. Yeah, most of the time, if I buy most, I only buy like inexpensive t-shirts or tank tops to work. I work in clay, so I just buy the inexpensive stuff to work in. And I do find that the cover stitch, the hems of sleeves come apart quite quickly. So if it was a nice t-shirt that I wear all the time, I would have to redo it. If it's for studio wear, because it's a knit, I just cut it off with scissors because it's not gonna unravel. And it's, you know, it's like, I'm not gonna take the trouble of doing that on dirty t-shirts that I wear, work in clay with. Okay. And usually it happens when I'm working on something and something happens and I just get frustrated. I'm not going to take the t-shirt off. I just cut it off while it's on my arm. So that's probably not a good idea. Okay. Buttons. I never use the button, the thing that sews the buttons on the sewing machine, because I don't know what the point of that is. Because it's going to probably unravel on you at some point. If you take the trouble of making a garment or something and it needs buttons, I always hand stitch it on.
I do
Because
too.
it's like if you just went through all that trouble, you might as well have a button that's going to stay on. And it's really important that you, I don't know if you can tell on this one, that you do that method where you either put it here or there, a needle or a toothpick. So when you sew it on your head, and then it's very important to create a shank. That's called a shank. It's just the flattened button, okay? Because you've got to create space for that fabric to lay between the button and its fabric it's attached to. So that's really important, I think. So like I said before, it's engineering with fabric. And hold on just a second, I'm gonna turn this off. All right, sorry about that. Okay, so that's about zippers. Yeah. Okay, I don't think I have ever replaced a zipper. Except I have a leather purse that I might replace a zipper on instead of having it professionally replaced. I might give it a try. Gosh, I never replaced a zipper because I'd never had an issue. When you install your own zipper, it's most likely you're not going to have a problem later on. But
Right.
I would assume it would be not a fun project to do. I think if it was an important garment, I might, take everything apart and redo it. But if it was, I don't even have zippers on my pants and I don't wear skirts anymore. So, everything's elastic now. Gosh, I think that would be not a fun project to do. I might just make another garment than to have to replace zipper, But if worst comes to worst, it can be done. Probably have to reward myself with chocolates afterwards. Okay, just to be motivated.
Lasting, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. I can't think of anything else what to say about alterations. That's about it, unless you need to shorten stuff. I guess if you had to enlarge a neck opening, that's probably easy, but if you might have to, redo the design and maybe add another fabric if you didn't have any more of that fabric. Now, if you have like a moth-eaten my older sister had a boiled wool cardigan or something jacket, and she had moth holes. What I did was I needle felted designs in there and to cover up the moth holes. Yeah, so there's all kinds of ways to embellish and cover up any issues. That's about it, I think. Yeah. Okay. So, any other questions about sewing 101, Evelyn? Anything that comes to your mind?
No, no, I'm okay.
Okay, because you sew a lot, right? You do quilting. Okay.
No, I'm
I'm
not a quilter.
probably,
I do garments,
oh,
little
you do
shirts,
garments.
things like
Okay.
that.
Shirts. Okay. What's your favorite in garment sewing?
Um, Little shirts, like the little dashiki shirts, or like I've
Mm-hmm.
made little dresses for little girls. Um, I do a lot of having to take up stuff and hem it because I'm short, and
Okay. Yeah.
I almost never find anything that is the right length. The sleeves are too long, or the skirt is too long, or that sort of thing.
Yeah. Same here. So
Mhm,
I make 99% of my clothes.
mhm.
Okay. I even took a bra making class and underwear making class. Um, and there are people, I have sewing friends who make these gorgeous bra and underwear sets,
Mhm.
but it's too labor intensive for me especially the bras. So I don't do that. But 99% of what I'm wear is made by me. And what I do is make use the same pattern over and over. I don't, and then sometimes, um, and actually I make my own patterns now because they're just simple T-tops
Right.
or
Yeah.
I have these, simple, it's the same thing. So like when I wear when I make cold weather clothes, it's usually stretch, not leggings, but sort of like leggings, pants,
Mhm.
stretch pants. So I'll like cut out like 10 of them and have an assembly line going. And it's not fun work, because it's just utility work, it's just I gotta
Yeah.
have
Just doing it
pants
over
kind
and
of.
over.
Yeah. But once in a while I might do I do a lot of jackets where I that's where I do the creative stuff, the embellishing and all that. Because one of the designers, Anna Sui, said that jackets, that's what people see in the winter and the fall, cold weather. They don't see what you're wearing underneath. Most of the time you probably have it on. So I like to be creative there. Yeah. And once in a while I might have fabric that I really like. So I might make a tank top or a t-shirt out of that fabric, but it won't be for studio wear or because my lifestyle is either in the studio or not. And right now we don't have the or not part. So most of the time it's just work clothes. I'm going to show you a couple of things. Okay, so since I can walk to Whole Foods or down Peachtree, um, I make simple grocery sacks out of like home decor fabric, but the lighter weight kind, like canvas. And and it's just simple, no brainer kind of things. And
Oh
they're
yeah.
not big. Yeah,
Mhm,
they're not big because Whole Foods gave me this big one. And
mhm.
I found that if you have a big one, you're going to buy more groceries than you meant to. And they're heavy. And it was really painful to walk the what is it? I don't know how many blocks it is down the street to Whole Foods, but it was really hard because I ended up buying too much stuff. So I keep
Right.
my grocery bags small. Okay, so I don't overdo it.
Yeah.
Um, Now it is single layer, and I make sure the straps are on there secure so I don't have to deal with any torn straps. But
Right.
all of them, I do French seams on the inside. Yeah,
Mm.
because you don't want any hairy threads catching on your groceries or, if you
Right.
throw your keys in there, they get tangled up. So all of them, and then these can go in the wash. Here's another one, and this one might be slightly bigger. Okay, and my handles are usually long enough it can go over the shoulder. And usually I might have a pocket so that my keys or something. I probably should put pockets in these so that I can put my phone and wallet somewhere. Okay. And then I do make a lot of bags because I had to, I gave workshops on making bags. Now, besides grocery bags, this is actually another grocery bag, but if you want to enclose it, just put a little thing
Yeah,
and
little
a,
snap,
you
little
know. Now, this
Velcro.
one goes, yeah, this one is cross body. Okay.
Oh,
So
okay. Yeah, I
yeah,
see.
and this one is actually lined. Okay.
Okay.
I always do everything the easy way. So, and they also had that little box pleat on the bottom.
Mhm.
Okay, and then I used to give workshops on making bags. And usually they're Japanese style. I think I was teaching Sashiko, yeah. So here's one that I made, and it is lined, but what I do is I put padding. So sometimes you have leftover batting, okay?
Oh,
And
yeah.
I'll pad the lining so
Mhm.
that sometimes you might have something fragile in there. Like if
Right.
you have your phone in there, if you bang it against something, you don't want something to happen to your phone. And then I actually, on this one, I didn't enclose this little, I don't even know what's in here. Um, Usually it's that plastic canvas thing I put in there, but I have it in there so it makes a nice box bottom.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, and this one I put pieces of Japanese fabric and
That's
stitching and
pretty.
things like that, and accent. Thank you. And then I had, what did I do? I had this strap on here. Yeah. And it was digging in apparently I put too much stuff in the back and it was digging in my shoulder. So I added this padding. And then just for decorative elements, I just kind of added this. So you can have fun and you can, keep
Yeah.
adding. And I always put French, I stitch this on by hand always. And I put French knots to make it more secure. And here's a little loop in case I want to attach something. Okay. I don't know what I would want to attach, but just in case,
Mhm.
So that was one we did a workshop on. And then I am going to have to redo. Okay, I'll show you another one. I'll show a couple more. Okay, here's just a simple one. And then this one's lined again, okay? And I always try to make it like a lighter color lining because otherwise it gets dark inside. This one has a big pocket and I kind of stitched on that.
Your papers.
Also, if you have old purses, you can I don't know what this came from, but I always take off these kind of
Keys on
things.
it.
Yeah,
I
and I
always
can
lose my
attach.
keys in the bag.
Yeah, and so, and then once again, I just have fun with these things because you can just
Oh,
take
yeah.
scraps of fabric and
Those
make them. And then I was teaching Sashiko stitching, so that's Japanese folk stitching, country stitching. And so I did that. These are all stitches, okay? It makes a design. And
Oh,
once again, yeah, and this is lined, but it's also padded. And I always call these big ass snaps.
yeah, they're
Because
big snaps. You're right.
the little snaps, at my
Yeah.
age, I can't see and I can't find the little snaps. So now I have to have these big ass snaps so I
It
can
serves
see
a
them.
purpose.
Yeah, and it really is a lifesaver. And once again, I have this thing. I really don't know where I find these things. Maybe I buy them or something. But these guys really need to be on the inside. I found out because when you walk, the keys swing too
I
much.
know, you're
So
right.
I need to change it to the inside, and it does have a pocket. I think it has a pocket. No, it doesn't have a pocket, but when you sew, you can add the pocket later on.
Right.
And this is IKEA bed sheet fabric on the inside.
Aha,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah. So, and then, the strap is like this, but I have a different kind of fabric on the
Mhm.
inside of the strap. Okay, and then this was still the Japanese design, a simple Japanese, it's just a running stitch, but it creates designs.
Yeah, it's
And
really.
yeah, and a lot of I'm not a quilter, but I end up with some batting once in a while. And I use a scrap so that this is still lightly padded. I also use, those lightweight bedspreads, or not, what are they called? Bedspreads, they're kind of quilted. I have a lot of those, and
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
cut those up and use them. I never throw those away because they always come in handy.
Yeah.
Once again, I have my big snaps. And this guy actually has a pocket. This is a pocket, and always reinforce the corners. And what
Right.
I need to do, this was really weird. I was going to have this on the underside of the strap and then this on top. And when I
Mhm.
was turning the tube inside out, I thought, well, that's kind of cool, have it two-tone like that. So I
Mhm.
kept it that way. On this first, I'm going to have to make a long shoulder strap, okay?
Ah,
Because I realize I don't use these short handle ones. So I'm just going to add a long
yeah,
strap,
yeah.
right? And same thing with this, I'm gonna add the long strap. So this is a lighter color. I let, once again, it's lined, padded lining. And then I added a strip of fabric here, probably didn't have enough fabric or something. And then I let some of that fabric show on the
Oh,
outside.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and did the same. And these handles are padded actually. And so this is once again two-toned. And let's see, and I like French knots, so you will see a gazillion French knots on most everything I make. So I have
Mhm.
French knots here, I have French knots there, and they also act as extra
Yeah.
secure thingies. Yeah. Okay. So enough of that. And we're probably gonna not go the whole 2 hours unless you want to watch me sew a tote bag, which you might not want
Oh,
me to.
no. Yeah. I mean,
So,
I just find your work is so creative and everything. I have to do a lot of thinking about things like that.
I'm hoping, I inspire you to, think outside the box, and
Yes,
have
yes.
and have fun, have fun making your stuff.
Mhm.
Okay, so I'm also a silk dye painter. So I painted this piece, I think it was a demo piece. That's actually silk. And then, I had all these scraps laying around. So I actually machine stitched it. Yeah, I tried that feather stitch on the machine. Yeah, okay, so it's padded and it's actually stitched and quilted in just a few areas. I don't know if you can see that, the little funny
Yeah, I can
stitching.
see it. I
Okay,
can
so
see
this
it.
is silk crepe and I actually painted this. And then um, this is a quilted bedspread from Target.
Hmm.
And the story behind this is my daughter had this, when I visited her in New York, she had this beautiful bedspread in this color, and it was cotton lawn. And that
Mhm.
fabric is fragile. And I told her that when she's tired of it, give it to me, okay? But I was in Target and they had the same color bedspread except for the outside, I think is poly cotton or poly. And I actually made a jacket, a kimono jacket out of this.
Oh,
And it's
yeah.
really, and I do that a lot with the quilted fabrics. I'll make a kimono jacket because it's really
Mhm.
warm. And
Mhm.
I have a bunch of this left over. So I use this as the, I didn't have to line it because it's all just two-sided. And this
Yeah.
one does have a little pocket in there. and it does have a zipper. So if I just want to walk out with my wallet and my phone and my keys, I use this. I on this one, because I made a bunch of these to sell, I actually made a adjustable strap, and all this is leftover fabric from something. So I have a loop here, okay?
Mhm.
Put a loop here, and then you can adjust the length. So this is another crossbody bag. And then you can tie it and adjust the length, okay?
Mhm.
It's just a fun thing to have. And it's convenient. And then at Benson, we had a dyeing class. We dyed fabric and we did some tie dyeing also. So I think
Oh,
this was
yeah.
a tie dye demo piece, and it has a pocket, and I just used the scraps. And I did some random stitching on the back just for accent. Another
Yeah.
strap, and just a, and this one, yeah, this one's lined, okay. Yeah, you want to line everything, I think, or most everything.
Okay.
Since IKEA's down the street, it gets me into a lot of trouble. And this was I think this was a placemat. Yeah,
Oh,
this was a
yeah.
fabric.
Those look,
And I
yeah.
thought, oh, Japanese. So
Mhm.
I made I made another crossbody bag and a pocket and a little Japanese
Wow.
fabric for accent.
Mhm.
And this actually came from a garment, and it's actually a Japanese woven fabric. So I thought that kind of, and then ties instead of a snap, because that's more Japanese. And then another more Japanese fabric, and it's patched because I didn't have enough. So I have it patched with more Japanese fabric. And let's see, yeah, I did line this one too.
Yeah.
And I did this one different. Okay, so I did a long one, and then I folded the fabric over. Okay, it is lined, okay, and I folded the fabric over, and then I actually put binding, something I don't
Oh,
normally do, yeah. Just a strange thing I did, but I kind of like this a lot. So the only thing is I can't wear this when I go to IKEA because it's the fabric is there still.
oh, that's
Okay,
right.
the placemats, yeah, are still there.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Oh,
then back to the sashiko again. I hope I'm not boring you. Now, these guys are actually lots of fun to make, and at least for me, they are. And I use them a lot. So once again, I had to do a sashiko demo, okay, Japanese stitching.
mhm,
And then I just made a bag, I lined it. Yeah, it's like
mhm.
a good fabric, just a simple little bag, nothing, no, little tiny box, just a tiny one. And then
Oh,
I
yeah.
had an old purse, and this came from an old purse. So and I just attached
Just
it.
took
I
the
made
strap
loops,
off.
and yeah, I just attached I thought, oh, this works good. Yeah. So the good thing about hoarding and keeping all these little things like straps is that
Yes,
you find a use for it. Now the
that's what I was
downside is
thinking.
that I have no room, right? But it makes you creative too. You go, oh, I can combine those two. Okay, and then I'm going to show you this one. This one is, I was doing a class on discharging. So you take, like, for example, this was indigo fabric, and then I just discharge it. I removed the coloring with this chemical. So
Oh,
it turned
oh.
the fabric white. Yeah, and this is
Mhm.
actually a pocket. And then it's a line pocket, and I put French knots on it, Then I attached it and gave it stitching. And then this is
Mhm.
a Japanese print, indigo fabric.
Mhm.
This guy has a flap.
Got a little fold over. Oh, that's
Yeah,
cute.
and
Yeah.
then a buttonhole and a button. And then, and then I just attached it like this, part of the design. Oh, once again, I have one of these things. I need to remove all these and put them on the inside. Yeah,
Yeah, they
I don't,
look like they all came
guys,
from purses or
I,
belts.
yeah, I don't know where they came from, why I have so, because I know I wouldn't have bought something like this. So it must have come from old purses.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah, you can probably go to Goodwill and find a, old purse with stuff all over it and just, we
Just
call it
take out your
cannibalizing. Yeah. Now, when I went to Japan like a long time ago, because I'm actually from Japan, so I went to Japan. I made this purse for the travel on purpose. Because I wanted to carry my essentials in this and, always, it's a crossbody bag, so always be safe. So I have a large pocket in the back, and probably I made this for maps. Back then, we didn't
Yeah.
have this, yeah, maps or, like airplane tickets, or, because they came in those big
Right.
envelopes. Yeah. And then I had attached a thing for a pen, because you always need a pen, right?
Yes, you
Now, I
do.
pieced together a bunch of Japanese fabric, and then let's see, inside has a pocket, so I had my passport in my wallet. And then I attached the flap separately, and then I put a little zipper. So I had hidden cash in here. I mean, it's not hidden, but just in case my wallet was separated from me, I had some emergency cash. And
Right.
this was something I wear on the plane, because I still don't feel comfortable having my purse under that seat in front of me. You know what
Right.
I
Yeah,
mean?
that's true because it
So,
slides.
yeah. And then especially if you get up and go to the bathroom, so I use this a lot. Like even when I traveled, flew airplanes domestically, I would just put this on and hide it. And then when you go through the TSA, you can just put this in your carry-on bag, right?
Right.
And then when you finish TSA, you just bring it back out and put it on. So
Yeah.
I just felt safer with this, And once again, it has a big snap, and I use this so much that sometimes the thread will get torn off, and you just stitch it back
Yeah.
on. But this was very, very convenient. Yeah. And then I made a new purse, and this is the one I actually use all the time. And this time I think I bought these. Yeah, I'm not sure. Whatever. I did buy this, what is this called? The belting out of cotton. Yeah, I did buy that, and I did get that to make it adjustable. And because this belting is so thick, I just sewed on a thinner fabric so I can
Oh, yeah.
attach it to this guy. Same thing here. And then this one is bigger, and I have an outside pocket, and I use this all the time. And I have two pockets. It's padded once again, and I have two pockets in here, one for the cell phone and I think one for glasses. Yeah, and it's big enough to have my wallet and everything. Unfortunately, this one I did remember, this one I did buy. No, I didn't buy this. Yeah, I did buy this one when it was on sale. I bought a bunch of these because they were cool. This is on the inside. This is really helpful. I just clip my keys on here. Okay, so I had to go around for my keys. Okay, so I no longer have to dig around for my keys. And what happened was I made the cell phone pocket, and then my phone died, and I had to get a new smartphone, which is, they don't make them the same size because they want you to buy the different case every time, I guess.
Of
So
course.
it's like, yeah, so it's slightly bigger, and it kind of sticks out a little bit too much. So, but I can remove it and hand stitch the pocket back on. I haven't done that yet, but once again, this is leftover fabric from my jacket. And here is that quilted bedspread that I'm talking about. Here I have a
Oh,
little left.
yeah. Yeah.
So I guess I didn't have enough, so I have some on this side. And there seems to be something on inside here, so I must have some kind of padding, but yeah, those guys come in handy. And I bought one from IKEA, and because IKEA is a European company, they have those pillow shams. I don't use pillow shams, so I just use the quilting fabric from the pillow sham. And then I did attach a zipper on this one, okay, for security. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And everything. So this is a really convenient, and I started stitching, and then I lost interest. So
But you have enough purses, enough bags. You should
Well, I
probably
have
have a
more.
shop.
I had
Yeah.
tons more. They're so easy
Mhm.
to make, and it's just it uses up scrap fabric, and I like to make it for customize it for something. Now this fabric is a hand woven fabric, and it loves lint, so I'm going to have to
Oh,
make
well.
another bag. Okay.
Oh, that's it.
Okay. And one of the other things that I taught at Benson when
Mhm.
the people were learning how to sew, it was scary because I had to teach them how to insert a zipper, and that's scary. Um, so we made a bunch of zippered pouches. Now this is actually tie-dyed fabric that it's actually called ice dyed. We
Mhm.
ice dyed fabric at Benson. And so I had a scrap left over, and this was a zippered bag, and it's instantly lined at the same time. And I looked at the different types on YouTube, and I finally fine tuned it so that it wouldn't be as complicated. So here I added the fabric on the bottom. This
Yeah,
is
this is
actually
cute.
Japanese kimono fabric. And this one I added tabs, which is a pain. And so I don't have tabs on the others. Um, and then it's lined, and um, we stitch the lining and the fabric and the zipper all together.
Oh,
And
wow.
this one
Okay.
has a dark lining, but so I had to, demo a bunch of samples. This one just has a bigger box thing, so it shrinks the size here. And then this one is done with that same sashiko Japanese stitching, and I just line it. So we do a lot of this at Benson, and it gets kind of confusing sometimes, but we manage. And there now, one of the students said that she wanted a bigger one, because back when we were traveling, when she travels, she sometimes when you travel overseas, they go through your bag, right? And she didn't want all her underwear exposed in the suitcase. So she made one just for her underwear. And I thought that was a good idea. But I had made so many of these. And when I go see my daughter in New York, I would have medication in one, supplements in another, uh, toiletries in one, and makeup in another. And then I got confused because some of it was like the same fabric. So I thought, well, I need to, since I have enormous stash, and I know somewhere there is a fabric that's lingerie print, old fashioned corsets and all that. Well, I'll use that for the underwear pouch.
Mhm.
And then I can find, I'm sure I can find, the quilting companies have all these prints, right? I can find one for medicines and things like that. And then also I can take, I would use nylon or polyester organza, okay? The stuff we hate to sew with
Yeah,
because it's
because it
slippery.
slips.
Yeah. And I might make it two thicknesses, and I might
Mhm.
use that to see if I can make a translucent so I can see the contents.
Yeah,
Okay.
that makes sense. Mhm.
I might try that, but I hate sewing with that fabric, so I might not. I have so much fabric, I can just go through and see what might be fun to do. And if I have one that doesn't have a print that, might match the inside items, I might just, I don't have an embroidery machine, but this guy actually makes, my fancy machine actually has the alphabet, the real simple alphabet,
Mhm.
or I can applique something here so I know what's
Yeah, me too.
inside. Yeah, so these are no brainers. Um, and I have so many zippers, of course I have so many zippers, so many buttons, so many everything. So um, instead of having my kids have to dispose of it when I croak, uh, maybe I better use it up right now. And when I visit my daughter, because I make so many of these things, when I visit my daughter, I accidentally leave a few behind. So
Yeah, I
she
bet
has,
she's looking forward to it.
and also like if you wanted to give some, I made a bunch for my grandson, you know, so like one had tractors, so he could put his tractor, tiny little trucks in it
Oh,
and things like that. But they might make good gifts if you fill it with like stuff. You know, I don't know what you would fill it with. Maybe pretty soaps or something. I don't know, you know.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
okay.
Okay.
Oh, Jacqueline, you have visited us. Jacqueline, did you?
Yeah, I had a
Did you-
doctor's appointment this morning, but yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, I did a lot of show and tell my bags. I don't know when you joined.
Yeah, I saw them. Beautiful. Well, you know, I was in your class once and I had started making this bag
Oh, wait,
and
hold on. Let me pin you. Hold
and
on. Just a second.
and I never did put the straps on straps. So I'm going to do the straps. You inspired me to go ahead and do
Oh,
the
good.
straps. And it's been just
That is, well, you need to, because that is a beautiful bag. I would wear it. I mean, I would wear it. I would use it,
yeah,
you know?
it's just out of old jean jacket. I tore
Get
it.
out of here.
Yeah.
Really?
Mhm.
Well,
And
that's very
this side is
definitely.
African
Mhm.
fabric.
Yeah, I used to make pants out of African fabric.
Yeah. Oh,
Um,
yeah.
I had one that I really loved because it hides everything, you know? And I went to, I think when my son was little, we went to Disney or something in Florida. And I went to the restroom and I found out I was wearing it inside out.
Oh,
Yeah. But the pattern was so complicated, you couldn't tell I had it on inside out. How embarrassing. Did you work on your top? Remember you were talking about, was it you that was talking about hemming the top?
Yeah. No,
Huh?
I have to get some more fabric. I went shopping yesterday for craft stuff, but I didn't get to go and get the fabric to put around the top, the neck. So I'll
Oh,
do
okay.
that sometime today, this afternoon or this
Okay.
evening.
You didn't have any leftover, you didn't have any fabric left over
No,
from?
I use that whole piece.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll
Okay.
just get a piece to match it because
Okay,
it's,
good.
yeah, it has
Yeah.
5 colors in it.
Okay, sounds good. Now, do you have, before I sign off, because we're kind of, unless you want to watch me sew something, do you have any questions about alterations? Because I think you weren't here when we went over alterations and home deck stuff. Do you have any questions or you know everything?
No, I have a
Yeah.
10 o'clock class, so but I'll
Okay,
be here
that'll
on
work
time.
out.
Next Wednesday, I'll be on time.
I don't think we have class next Wednesday, do we?
yeah, they have it as the last, I think it's supposed to be the last class.
Let me look at my calendar.
Oh, really? I'm glad.
Yeah.
I'm glad you
Let's
said
say,
so.
yeah, this is the last one, and then we pick back up probably 18th, maybe the 18th, okay? But I'll be teaching probably Wednesday and Thursday. And let's see, I forgot what I was going to do. Okay, we'll do more like 1 hour classes. This 2 hours isn't working, okay? It's too long. So we'll
Yeah.
do 1 hour shots and I'll do probably 3 1 hour different things on clay and then 3 fiber related. So it might be something like sewing a zipper pouch. Let's see, I'm trying to think. I think I might do the sashiko, Japanese sashiko stitching, okay, which is this thing.
Okay.
Yeah, and
So you will be here just next Wednesday's your last
I-
time?
not no, today's the 11th, correct? Today's the last class for this.
Okay.
I think we run 4 weeks, okay? And if you have any specifics, if you have any requests or suggestions, feel free to either, I don't know how you email me, but ask Sharita or somebody, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If
So
you want to do
you'll be back what date?
either the 18th or the 25th. 18th or
Oh.
21st. I don't know what time, when.
Okay.
And don't forget, y'all, the 21st, I think I gave you the information about the fabric sale. It's,
Right.
I found out it's $2, everything is $2 a yard. And you
Wow.
know, I am not going because I took yards and yards of my own fabric. I can't wear black anymore because I have a new cat. She has long, fine white fur and
Oh,
everything
wow.
is covered in. And I'm tired of using that roller, you know.
Oh, so where's the fabric sale?
I think I said it on the last,
Yeah.
where did
Yeah,
it?
you had in Marietta.
Yeah,
Huh?
it is.
Is it at a store?
No, no, no. Okay, it's, what they do is they are hauling everything to this place. I forgot what it was called, but it's, if you have a pencil and paper,
Yeah, I have.
okay, it's 1655, 1655 Enterprise Way.
What's the name of it?
I don't know, something
Oh.
waterworks or something. I forgot what it was called. And
Oh.
this is in Marietta, 30067. So you're in Marietta, right?
Right.
Well, it must be down the street from you.
Okay, what was that address again? 16.
1655 Enterprise Way. You know,
Okay,
like in Star Trek, Starship Enterprise.
okay.
Yeah. And it's only $2 a yard. I'm so tempted to go, but my fabric is busting out of that little tiny
Have to
closet I
get a
have.
bigger place.
No, I didn't get a 2-bedroom on purpose because I will hoard fabric. I mean, I can't go to Target, I can't go to IKEA and not buy fabric. I mean, placemats, bed sheets, I make jackets out of bedspreads. I mean, it's bad. So, I mean, I'm at Trader Joe's looking at the linen washcloths or whatever they're called, you know,
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and I'm like, no, Helen, no, I have enough of those already. I can't go to a grocery store and pass any dish towels. I have to be careful. I am such a fabricaholic, you know. I see fabric and my mind is spinning like, oh, I can make that. No, I don't need to. So, okay, so I guess we covered enough stuff today, I hope. And next time it'll be more project oriented. I don't know when the schedule's coming out, but it's either the 18th or the 25th, but that's the Wednesdays are the clay class. So the fiber related stuff will be on Thursdays, I think. And it'll start on the 26th for sure, I think. Okay, I just have a conflict on the 19th. So, and there'll be just 1 hour and hopefully some of you can, you know, sew along while we do stuff. So,
Okay,
okay. And they'll be
Thank
4
you.
weeks long.
okay.
Okay. But I hope you guys
Okay.
are inspired and do something and you need to finish that bag. It's too gorgeous.
I am. I'm gonna
You
finish.
need to finish it and then go to the craft store. And you know what? People will say, where did you get that? And they'll say, do you sell them? You know, I had a friend who made bags. She actually stitched thin leather, just made simple bags. And she was walking down the street and this woman says, where'd you get that? Can I buy one? And she actually dumped her contents out and sold that
Oh,
purse.
no. That's pretty.
That happens, yeah. Yeah, so I went to Starbucks across the street the other week and the young girl wanted me to make these weird pants that I wear, you know? And I was like, well, you know, I don't sew for other people because it'll cost you an arm and a leg, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know. I don't like to do it either.
I
Okay,
refuse.
well, I'll see you.
Okay,
I'm gonna go to
have
class.
fun. Okay,
Okay.
bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Okay, goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Uh-huh.